Hello, thank you for coming to this final session for 2025. This is in preparation of and bringing together some of the loose ends of the foundation for 2026 life choices and experiences to come. In this session, the I Am speaks of choice levels have changed, and your choices create your reality. I will read now. I address those that have come to hear or read, but all who have come to receive that energy that flows through the articulation, through this one known as Uzuri, in this human physical life. As she serves her higher purpose, each of you walk your highest path, the higher level human, and always your conscious self in your soul, as that light that you are. That is always that flowing through the human body in your experiences for each of you on each of your levels. And as I have said before, each of you on your infinite varied levels of frequencies of your light that you choose to experience. There are those that have evolved to that higher level in their humanness, that they are now on that precipice of ascension. But they hold themselves back willingly to continue to flow and help others raise their light frequency, which helps them to raise their joy frequency. All of those many facets of unconditional love they will be experiencing as they evolve to that highest level and join you, shall we say, on that precipice. Now, those light beings that are here for this ascension processing and aiding others ready themselves for the next level of life experience as a human in the new earth. Those will be here a bit longer, as they themselves are part of the holding of that rainbow or higher frequency, that bridge, so to speak, to that higher frequency they have evolved to. They hold themselves back a bit to hold open, shall we say, that door, that bridge, so those may pass. Those millions that have a collective consciousness has allowed and are adding additional light with more ease in their choosing. And in response to their choosing that higher light, they become their self. And in their higher self, it is all that is. They are there for those who have not chosen the higher experience at this time. And I know, for many, it seems a redundancy, but for many more, there is no redundancy in the reassurance to those they love and care for, and they desire to go with them into that 5D new earth. But again, that gift of free will choice that was given, is for that choice. That is part of the oneness that connects them. For they are with one another, those individuals for this higher purpose, for one another. There are those that are not the light being starseeds even, that have come here for this specific purpose. But many now are those humans that have raised their frequency to that higher level, who now still walk that path with those that have not made that choice. So their purpose was to be as a human, to raise their frequency awareness and conscious experience, including those they love that are around them. They have raised their level to be that their loved ones that they are there for. But in the coming into their knowing and their acceptance and respect of that free will that their loved ones have chosen, that their friends have chosen not to experience on the level they themselves are. So there is a fulfilled, so their path is fulfilled by being that higher light for those who will remain a bit longer. Many of those have helped them through the light that they are many of those who would become and go into a 4D existence of frequency and have. Not quite enough to go into a 5D earth, but their frequency raises them now that they are on that path in response to their loved one, that you are. They too will cross that precipice. You will be there to greet them. You will be there to go through preparations of, for in that connection of oneness as loved ones, as friends, even new acquaintances of that level of light that you are, you will now know them. And you can prepare some of what they have come to experience themselves. For there will be all of that that comes to 5D earth new experiences, which we have discussed previously. So in this session, I would like to venture out into some varied subject matters not previously discussed and given intentionally in this new experience of the flowing of this information on this level for this I Am channel that has been set up as part of all that is. There are many experiences coming in response to the many choices on the levels of everything, every purpose, every human, every part of all that is, the earth herself, everything. They have all gone to another level of experience. The level of choices has changed. The level of choosing has evolved. So that in choosing, there are those experiences now that are broadened for themselves as individuals and for the group connections, fulfilling themselves as a collective consciousness. Then, of course, the groups that are part of the collective consciousness of the whole. All of this is in that light. So even those in the fourth dimensional that have evolved to that recently are serving that higher purpose themselves. And they are feeling those levels of joy they are now open to. But there is still levels of joy, much higher of joy for them to experience. But for now, they are in joy, and that is a response to their choice as well, in knowing that they are fulfilling something in each kindness that they choose, in each moment of patience they choose, in each moment of that beautiful self-love, unconditional love for themselves in which they find their power. They find their knowing, and they find their confirmation of who they truly are. And it presents in each of them a new experience in their present experience of 3D or 4D. Those in 3D, even though they are not yet in the fourth dimensional frequency, in themselves still have a higher frequency experience in their 3D lives and the path they choose, in the relationships they are having, in those beingness levels they are now, have more light. For some, more light than others. Each of them will bring to themselves those experiences offered in the evolution, in this ascension, in this high frequency, in this higher frequency that is global, that is universal. It is simpler to understand the global perspective. For many in all these things happening in all of the earth, on all levels, the personal, the physical, the emotional, all of these different levels, but it is also part of the experience that they are changing everything around them. For all of these things are in response to the light being chosen, the levels of light being chosen. Each level has its own, shall we say, level of beingness, and they all come together on the collective. So those responses financially, globally even, those responses in conflict globally, those responses to all of the choices on the levels financially globally, all of those are being created for and by each individual's choice in response to all of those who are vibrating on that same or similar frequency will create these experiences for themselves and for others. They will create this reality for 3D Earth to offer to them the manifestation of that energy in a physical form for the experience of their further expression of. And they will remain in those frequencies until they choose a higher one in response to those experiences created on all levels. And there are those experiences which are going to be next highest level, which is still higher than those before, but still on that lower level. So there will still be all of those experiences that are human, those fears, anxieties, hating each other even, in their response to their pushing one another to those choices. Everything and everyone must choose to continue their evolving. So even the lowest, excuse me, so even the lowest experiences that are observed by those, but not experienced by them, are those that are not even experienced, but simply observed. For each individual has specific experiences connected to what they have created and what they manifest in their response to their choices. So this is being created by them, and it is a gift for their evolution. Again, I will explain that in more detail of your understanding as it is expanding. in your acceptance of as it is expanding, so you can let them go on their paths, global paths. For all of this is evolving to the highest good. Be in that knowing. All of you, on all of these levels, again, for my love of each of you, for my love of all of them, for my love that is all that is. I am. I am within each of them in their experience. And I experience their fears. I experience their anxieties. I experience their joys for some of the minute seeming changes as they evolve. In each is that joy. In each is that light that we are. Let this all be a level, a gift of understanding and knowing, and the clarity of that knowing that I have given them, and that I strengthen and increase that frequency in each of them for my love of them, for my love of you. Now, within these experiences, there will be the observance of that which seems to be chaotic, a normalness, shall we say, and these things shall be, for there are systems in place that are evolving themselves. For again, that evolving is a response to the collective light awareness of each individual's choice through their conscious free will. For it is that consciousness that creates, and has always been. That free will was a gift of creativity, of creating life, creating the experiences of life. But it is free will. And I remind you, I will not force anyone to make the higher choice in any situation. The choices are offered through the light wolf and the dark wolf. They walk with this 3D experience of free will. I will force no change. I will force no choice. And as I end this session now, may you begin to be in that deeper, broader, even understanding of your own personal power in your own evolving ascension. For I have created infinite layers of energy, of light, as your gifts to ensure you have everything you require within your highest self to be, to fully be, in the experience of the oneness that we are, consciously, for my love of you. I am that I am, all that is, that we are.